What if I told you that an entire advanced civilization vanished beneath the ocean, and some believe it could still be out there? For centuries, explorers, scientists, and conspiracy theorists have searched for Atlantis, a city said to be more powerful than any before it, swallowed by the sea in a single day. But was it real, or just a legend? In this video, we're diving deep into history, science, and modern discoveries to uncover the truth about Atlantis. From ancient Greek texts to underwater ruins, what evidence exists? And could a lost civilization still be waiting to be found beneath the waves? Stay with us till the end as we explore real scientific theories, shocking archaeological finds, and the most mysterious locations linked to Atlantis. You won't believe what we discovered. Over 2,000 years ago, a philosopher sat among his students in the grand halls of ancient Athens. His name was Plato, and his words would echo through history, giving birth to one of the greatest mysteries of all time, Atlantis. He spoke of a magnificent land, a powerful civilization that ruled over islands and continents beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. It was a utopia of immense wealth, unparalleled technology, and wisdom beyond its years. But then, in a single day and night of catastrophe, it vanished beneath the waves, swallowed by the ocean, never to be seen again. Plato's tale was recorded in two of his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, written around 360 BCE. But was it real history or simply a philosophical allegory? That question remains unanswered to this day. And yet, the legend persists, pulling explorers, historians, and dreamers into its depths. To truly understand Atlantis, we must go back to Plato's words. He claimed the story was passed down from an Athenian statesman, Solon, who had heard it from Egyptian priests in the city of Sais. These priests described Atlantis as a kingdom of immense power, ruling over vast territories, with knowledge and engineering skills far beyond their time. According to Plato, Atlantis was built on a series of concentric circles, alternating between land and water, connected by bridges and guarded by great towers. Its people possessed remarkable technology, from irrigation systems to advanced ships. It was a place of harmony, where kings ruled with wisdom. But over time, arrogance took root. The Atlanteans waged war against other nations, and their once great civilization became corrupted. In response, the gods punished them, unleashing earthquakes and floods that dragged Atlantis into the sea. The empire was no more. But was this just a lesson about the dangers of human greed? Plato was known for using allegory to teach moral and political lessons. Some believe Atlantis was not a real place, but a symbolic warning about the fall of civilizations due to hubris. Yet, others argue that such a detailed account could not have been entirely fictional. Could Plato have been describing a memory of a real event passed down over centuries? For centuries after Plato, Atlantis was mostly forgotten. It wasn't until the Renaissance that scholars and explorers revived interest in the lost civilization. The age of exploration fueled curiosity. If vast, uncharted lands lay across the ocean, could Atlantis have been one of them? Some believed Atlantis was linked to the Americas. Others pointed to the lost city of Troy, once thought to be a myth until it was discovered in the 19th century, as proof that legends often hold truth. To uncover the truth behind Atlantis, we must turn to history, where real disasters have shaped civilizations. One of the most compelling theories connects Atlantis to the Minoan civilization on the island of Crete. The Minoans were an advanced society, thriving around 1600 BCE, with impressive architecture, trade networks, and a complex written script. Their civilization was centered around the Grand Palace of Knossos, a maze-like structure that some believe inspired the Greek myth of the Minotaur's labyrinth. But then a catastrophe struck, a massive volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Santorini, also known as Thera. The eruption was one of the largest in recorded history, sending tsunamis across the Aegean Sea and devastating the Minoan coastal settlements. Ash from the explosion darkened the skies, altering the climate and crippling the Minoan economy. Some historians believe this disaster led to the decline of the Minoans and may have inspired Plato's story of Atlantis. Archaeological excavations in the buried city of Akrotiri on Santorini reveal a civilization frozen in time, much like Pompeii. Though no direct evidence links the Minoans to Atlantis, the similarities in their fate, a powerful civilization destroyed by nature, are striking. If Atlantis was not Santorini, where else could it be? One theory points to the Bimini Road, an underwater formation off the coast of the Bahamas. Some believe these formations are the remains of Atlantean structures, though geologists argue they are natural limestone formations. Another hypothesis suggests that Atlantis was part of the Azores, an island chain in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The Azores sit on a volcanic hotspot, and some theorists propose that an ancient civilization was submerged after massive seismic activity. One of the more extreme theories suggests that Atlantis is buried beneath Antarctica, hidden under miles of ice. Supporters of this theory claim that an advanced civilization once thrived in Antarctica before a sudden climate shift buried it in ice. Despite these intriguing locations, no definitive proof of Atlantis has ever been found, leaving the mystery open for debate. To separate fact from fiction, we turn to the experts, archaeologists, geologists, and historians who have spent decades searching for the truth. Most historians agree that Atlantis, as Plato described it, was likely a myth meant to convey a moral lesson. Geologists explain that natural disasters, like the eruption of Thera or ancient tsunamis, may have inspired the Atlantis legend. Some researchers argue that civilizations lost to rising sea levels, like the prehistoric Doggerland in Europe, may have influenced Atlantis myths. Despite the lack of physical evidence, the idea of a lost, advanced civilization continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. Thousands of years after Plato first wrote about Atlantis, the legend continues to thrive in popular culture. From ancient scrolls to Hollywood blockbusters, the story has been retold in countless ways, blending history, fantasy, and speculation. In the 19th century, writer Ignatius Donnelly revived the Atlantis legend with his book Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, arguing it was a real, technologically advanced civilization. Donnelly's theories inspired generations of researchers, treasure hunters, and mystics to search for the lost city. Atlantis has appeared in literature, from Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea to modern fantasy novels. It has become a staple of films, television, and even video games, portraying it as a sunken kingdom of wonders and mysteries. But beyond the fiction, real scientists and explorers continue to search for answers beneath the waves. Advancements in underwater exploration have opened new possibilities in the search for Atlantis. Sonar mapping and satellite imaging allow researchers to scan the ocean floor with unprecedented detail. Expeditions led by marine archaeologists have uncovered ancient sunken cities, but none have been confirmed as Atlantis. One of the most famous discoveries was the underwater city of Pavlopetri off the coast of Greece, dating back 5,000 years. Though remarkable, Pavlopetri is not Atlantis. It was never an empire, nor did it suffer a catastrophic disappearance. Some researchers focus on studying ancient climate change and sea level rise to understand how civilizations may have disappeared. Theories about lost lands like Doggerland in the North Sea show that entire civilizations may have been submerged due to rising oceans. But even with the best technology, Atlantis remains elusive, hidden beneath centuries of myth and speculation. Why does the legend of Atlantis continue to captivate us? Perhaps it is because it speaks to something deeper, the fear of losing everything in an instant. History is filled with real examples of powerful civilizations that have risen and fallen, leaving only ruins behind. The idea of a lost utopia, a civilization more advanced than our own, speaks to our desire to learn from the past. Atlantis also symbolizes hope, the idea that somewhere beneath the waves, an ancient mystery is waiting to be uncovered. In every age, explorers and dreamers have searched for the unknown, drawn to the lure of discovery. Perhaps the true lesson of Atlantis is not whether it was real, but what it teaches us about ourselves. Will we continue to chase myths, or will we learn from history's warnings and strive to build a better future? The lost land of Atlantis remains a mystery, but its story will never be forgotten.